Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dmitry Gorodnichi. I'm a senior data scientist. I have been working with data for more than 30 years. I have a PhD in artificial intelligence, and I had the chance to analyze a lot of data, including open candidate data. So today we'll be just looking into the analysis we've conducted with data provided by PHAC, cases following vaccination, which is part of the COVID daily epidemiology update. So I have prepared a web page here where all the results are presented right there. But just to give you idea how these results are obtained. So there is a link which provides you up-to-date, the latest update on the cases by vaccination. That's actually, it has been updated today, this morning. And there you'll see cases following vaccination. And there you would see in table 2 the statistics, which is published there. And most importantly, you'll see it is counted since December 14, 2020. So, and that's where in fact, we started looking into what actually those numbers mean in terms of weekly averages, because normally you would report statistics on a weekly average as weekly statistics. So now we have built application. Okay, we have built application with my colleagues, which allows you to visualize from Statistics Canada deaths by causes. Okay, and thank you for feedback. Yeah, indeed, I need to watch that there are no other screens on the top of my screen. So if you go evm.ca/app, you will get to the application, which allows you to visualize statistics. You can select Canada only, and then you can select, for example, total deaths in the menu and COVID deaths. And then you could add show vaccination rates. And you would see it shows you how the statistics changes over time. And we can change the date specifically from the date of vaccination, when vaccination has started. So you can go choose 2020 December, and let's say even from December. And that's what you would see here, that most deaths happened right after Christmas. Actually, about 75% of deaths happened before the first report was issued. And the first report was issued here, and I'm showing it. It's retrieved from archives. It was published July 30th. And there is a way to retrieve all cached past reports. And yes, we were able to retrieve those reports and get those numbers from reports taken from July the 30th. And you would see the table there. That's the table right here. And these are the numbers which we're looking at. Now, what we have done, we've just inserted those numbers into spreadsheet, so that you would have one line per report. And this spreadsheet is available publicly from the same evm.ca website. Everyone can go there. You can click, you can see how the numbers are computed. It's right here. We'll just make the font bigger here so you could see better. So it's right here. Now, the observation which we put on the website is indeed that PHAC computes statistics counting deaths from the first day of vaccination, when there was negligible percent of fully vaccinated. And because of that, the results reported by PHAC are skewed significantly by order of magnitude, meaning 10 times more, especially in the beginning, in July, September. So this is what we observe. And just by looking at the spreadsheet, that's exactly what we're seeing here. And then you can plot the numbers in a number of different ways. So there are tables right here, and we can look into each of these graphs separately. But again, just to give you idea how these graphs are computed. Very simple. For each report, starting from the very first report, which was published on July the 30th, and which provides data as of 10th of July, we just type the numbers exactly as they're typed in the table 2 for cases, all cases, positive cases, then for hospitalizations, and then for deaths, right? And you see 1%, not a big deal. And then maybe now you see 23%, still not a big deal. Now, when you recompute these numbers for weekly averages, the way it is normally reported, including by Stats Canada, remember you this graph, that it reports weekly deaths per million per week, or you can do it per million, or just raw data per week. And that's how data is. So it's like daily, or to convert total to averages. Just take the difference, and the formula is right here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but hopefully you'll be able to go directly and see the formula. So you compute the difference between the two adjacent reports and divide by the number of days or number of weeks. And then you see, of course, that the percentages will be about 10 times more in the first week. So then you put it together, and this is what you have. This is the statistics which we have for cases, hospitalizations, and deaths. And you would see they are of the same order of magnitude as the vaccination rate, which is marked here as a blue line. So that's the key message here. And we thought this would be important to communicate to public and also to Chief Science Advisor of Canada. So because it's important to retain trust of the public, it's important, of course, to publish the data which is not skewed towards any particular outcome. Because currently, when the data is published, it is skewed significantly towards essentially supporting fully vaccinated category. Now, all the numbers are here, plotted here as well, using bars. And also in this graph, you would see what we call the scale of vaccination bias. So the scale of vaccination bias, it's essentially the difference between the numbers, how they are reported by PHAC versus how they are actually observed per week. And you would see it's about 20 times more, 30 times more in the first week, and then now it's about 5 times more, because the more you go into the future, the less this advantage which was given to fully vaccinated, which was given in the beginning, the less it becomes noticeable. It's pretty much like you're playing a hockey game, right? Vaccinated versus unvaccinated, and you start the game with a score 10-0 already in favor of fully vaccinated, right? That's exactly what has happened here. What was also very interesting, that you can then compare the deaths from COVID to serious reactions from COVID vaccines. And this information is also available and here. And you can click on any of the links. But you look at the severe adverse events or reactions, you would see that in fact they're of the same scale, meaning in the same number of zeros, essentially, the same order of magnitude. Even, we're not talking about the fact that adverse reactions are reported about 3 months delay in reporting. That's how Health Canada has told us there is about 3 months delay in reporting the numbers. And of course, some of them are maybe not reported. But again, we see it's of the same scale. So that's pretty much all I wanted to show. And this presentation is meant really to raise the awareness, but also to seek for feedback. If there are any questions, if there is any, maybe I missed something. Again, this information has been provided by different colleagues and friends of mine. over last several weeks, and it becomes very interesting when you look at this, especially from the holistic perspective. Holistic means you have vaccination versus natural immunity, and some of you might have seen this recent post, Bill Gates report. I will play it. Because I know everyone, and you were part of the beginning of this pandemic. We're just day in beating COVID-19. It's done a better job getting out to the population than we have vaccines. So you can watch an entire video clip from a tweet, and you would see I have created a Twitter account and also a YouTube channel where I plan to submit to provide more updates about different analysis conducted with Open Canada data. So you will be able to see that from those chats or from those Twitter accounts. Now, also there was information from United States about natural immunity versus immunity induced by vaccine. And essentially it was already admitted, even in the time of Delta variant, that natural immunity is essentially at least as good as immunity provided by vaccine. So the graphs here show that, and I invite everyone who is interested to go to this YouTube channel, and I posted a link to John Campbell from United Kingdom. He showed he's expert in the field of exactly the numbers in terms of what is the difference between Delta variant and Omicron. So you can go there and you can watch these videos. So natural answers right here. So okay, I think you for watching this video, it will take time for me to figure out how to do it in a most optimal way. But I thank you for watching it. Now, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment. You can also submit it to the email address which is provided at the page, which is Canada analysis at evim.ca. And there are also additional resources which have been built, including an interactive web application, which I've shown you. There is a white paper which is prepared with colleagues, just essentially describing this methodology of computing averages from total. And also we have a guide on how to report a vaccine side effect, because you will not be able to find it if you just search it with Google from Health Canada website, which is also quite interesting to note. So also very interestingly, Chief Science Advisor actually provided many good comments related to vaccine before they have been, before the vaccination, before the general public vaccination has started. And this analysis of these reports is provided on this website. And you would see she's providing many very important considerations, like given short time since the COVID vaccines have become available, is not surprising, right? That many scientific uncertainties persist, and we need to monitor them. And essentially, it's only after July, after the first report was published, that we now have data, and we could really see the difference between vaccinated and not vaccinated. And this is exactly what the data is shown in this table too. The difference between being vaccinated and not vaccinated. So again, just to conclude, vaccines work. We know it's no longer rocket science. It's like building a rocket ship to fly to the moon. You can do it, but it's very difficult. It takes time to test, and if you don't launch it properly, maybe if you don't eject properly, maybe if there's something else, your rocket ship may not end up landing on the moon, but maybe something else would happen. And essentially, this is, I think, we can build the trust in vaccines, in Health Canada reports, in PHAC reports, by providing this unbiased reporting numbers, statistics. They will show that indeed vaccine works, but we have to understand that it has to be reported without bias, without this advantage which was given to these statistics because of counting deaths in the time when there were no fully vaccinated. So again, this is the conclusion. Thank you for watching. So you can listen later. So again, subscribe to this channel. I'll do my best to get myself organized to provide more information. And just please follow me on the YouTube channel and on Twitter. Thank you. Now, again, maybe we will redo it with a better microphone next time. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Okay.